Good God, you're not Lip D.
I am not.
How you doing?
I'm far taller and better looking. Well, that's not true.
Wow. About the same height, maybe just as good looking. You handsome devil.
Oh,
Welcome, Krause. Welcome to the murder table.
this is quite the honor. I cannot believe I'm actually here. I've heard so much about it. I've seen all the videos.
I know.
And now I'm here.
There you go. Welcome to Jersey.
Oh, thank you very much.
Is it everything you hoped to do?
Thank you very little. It's everything I thought would be and less smelly.
Okay. What, Jersey? That's because it's cold. Just give it time. Give it time.
Well, the sun will come up and then the fumes will start
Yes.
wafting.
Yes. And that'll be my kids. They'll be wafting. And I may be wafting too. I'll shower. I promise.
Thank you.
So, you had a long day.
I did have a long day. It was a long day of travel, and I'm glad I'm finally somewhere. And there's alcohol in front of us.
Yes.
And there's cheese in front of us.
And there's
apples.
Well,
in
the
front
cheese is courtesy of you. And I like that you shipped your own snacks. I like that. You know, it's good. It's like, all right, this is what I like to eat, and I'm going to send it to you, and this is what I'm going to eat.
Well, I think it pairs well with fatigue and exhaustion.
I agree. Sorry, I'm chewing. It's replenishing.
We're
going to revitalize you.
That's the goal.
So,
revitalize.
we're going to eventually move on to whiskey or a cocktail, but as a brief intermezzo, or what do you want to call it? Appetizer? Appetizer. This will be the start. We have yet another product from the fine folks of Eden Specialty Ciders from Vermont. This one is their dry heritage cider. Apparently it's made in the méthode champenoise, so it's made like a champagne. So it's sparkling, but it's apples instead of grapes.
Apples and grapes. I love ciders. I really do.
I know.
And so this will be very interesting because I've never seen one in such a large bottle, yet like champagne made. Interesting.
All right, well,
Fascinating.
have some snacks. And
I'm snacking.
And I'll do some pouring.
I'm snacking.
All right, do some snacking and do some pouring. We'll do a little pop, a plop, plop, fizz, fizz. And you know, the greatest thing in the world is booze, beer, and now cider man. Oh, listen. There's a glug glug and a fizz fizz.
It's like better than a Pepto commercial.
Yeah. This is, what'd you call it when we were talking about it? Like a Martinelli's?
Like Martinelli's, but as you said, with a kick.
With a kick. And you know what? We get a kick out of this. I hope. We're going to find out. I'll put it right here so everybody can see the pretty little bottle. All right, sir. Chin chin.
Chin chin.
Welcome to the murder
Clinks.
table. Nice to have you in Jersey.
Nice to be somewhere, that's for sure.
Not Reagan Airport or Dulles or wherever.
Or LAX or wherever.
Or PHL. How did the folks at PHL treat you?
PHL was very nice. They had a lot of good food. It's a nice airport. I liked it. I liked Reagan too.
Okay.
PHL was, well, there's no one there. It's this late, but
Yeah.
there was some good looking food in there. It's all about the food.
But before we digress deeply into your travels, what do you think? It's kind of light.
It's light. So I'm always fascinated by the cider thing because I don't drink beer, as you know.
Right.
And so when I go to breweries or restaurants that are beer heavy, I gotta get a cider.
Okay. Or a cocktail or a whiskey.
Or a cocktail, but some places are only beer and wine.
Right.
So I'm stuck. I'm drinking soda or water, iced tea.
Right.
Luckily, someone will have a cider and I'm in business.
There you go.
So finding new ones that aren't like overly sweet and
This is not overly sweet.
this is not.
It's very crisp. I wish we would have had the canned cider. This is similar to the canned cider. This is a little drier than the one that Limpy and I reviewed a couple weeks ago. The Heritage canned cider, which was much more portable than this big bottle. But this is great for sharing.
Sure.
And it's a little bit higher octane. I think the last one was 5 or 5.5.
What are they normally, ciders?
I guess it's like a beer. It's in the 4 to 6 range, generally speaking.
Remember that cider place we went to in California?
Apes. Was it Honest Apes?
Honest Apes.
That place
I
was
thought
cool.
those are higher than more like 10%. No.
I think it just depends. Depends on what they do.
So this is a fairly large place.
I don't know that much.
But that's
I've
like-
never actually been there, but they have a whole product line. And last week we had their the herbal aperitif cider, which we reviewed.
So they're only a cidery. They don't do anything. They don't make wine. They don't do other things.
I'm not sure. I haven't really dug that deep. But I think they're primarily ciders. If they are Eden Specialty Ciders, I'm going to assume they just do ciders.
Got it.
So, but what they do is very interesting and I think very well crafted.
So it's interesting because I think the ciders that I've had, there's a little bit more sweetness to them.
Okay.
This is a bit more tart.
Okay. Yeah, it's dry.
It's very dry. Yeah.
And I think it goes well. Let's see how it goes with the cheese.
Oh, it'll be great with cheese.
So, We got 3 different kinds of cheese. We have a cheese spread, a Pinot Grigio and fig cheese spread from Philadelphia's very own DeBruno Brothers. We have a blue cheese, which I think is a domestic blue, and a Gouda from Wisconsin that you were so kind to share.
It's an honor.
From the fine folks
Thank
at
you
Zingerman's and your wallet. Zingerman's this is not sponsored by DeBruno's or Zingerman's. All this stuff was bought and paid for by us.
With some well cut up apples.
There you are.
And some well baked biscuits, crackers, water crackers.
I didn't bake the crackers. I didn't
Really?
boil the apple, but I sliced
Shocking.
it. But I sliced it. But tomorrow night I'll make you stromboli. So let's see. So I'm going to try it with this cheese first.
The Gouda.
The Gouda. The Gouda is very nice. This reminds me of one that I had in Wisconsin over the summer. I'm taking a little bit of this. I think it goes well. I'm going to drier this type of beverage profile. I think goes well with cheese. Although whiskey goes well with cheese too.
Yeah, there's a real interesting. It's like how you get an aftertaste with things.
Mm-hmm.
This has the before taste. I get it on the cider, right on my tongue. That there's this. I don't want to say
acidity,
bitterness, a little bit because it's so dry. I guess
Yeah.
There's not a lot of sugar there, so a lot less sweet. So I get it on the front and on the back, but a little less in the middle. It's interesting, and it's not almost too. It's if you told me didn't tell me it was apple, I wasn't sure. I'm not sure I would say it's apple.
Okay, you think it was like a wine? More so.
Maybe like a wine, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long it ferments. I'm not sure how long it takes to get this thing done. Let me see if there's anything on the bottle about how long this is.
I think the cider thing is really interesting. It's a. I think I've talked to Raj that said it's a really big. It's a growing part of the liquor industry.
Is it?
It is, and there's many, and the fact that there are actual cideries.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot. They're in the hundreds, I think.
Really?
All around the country. Yeah, they've grown pretty big. They've gotten really big. And I think there's a lot of them in New York State is one of the big ones.
Where all the apples are, right?
Right, New York State, Vermont.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yep.
That they're all up there.
Well, and I think you can do some different things with them too. That you are sort of like this hybrid with like apples and beer, or wine and beer.
Right.
You can do some different things with yeast, and you can do some different things with fermentation.
Yeah.
And all different kinds of apples. Whereas whiskey, like in Scotland, is one grain. Here, with all the beer guys, they've got all kinds of grains. Here, you got all kinds of apples.
Yep.
Right? Or pears.
Well, the canned one I think was 6 different varieties.
Of apples.
6 different varieties of apples, making it like a little bit of a blend. And I imagine they're doing the same thing here. I don't know. I didn't get a whole lot of detail, so which I guess I'm a bad reviewer. But we're here about the taste.
We're here about the taste.
What about tasting?
So it's been on the dry side for me. It's not my. I do like a little more sweetness when I'm on ciders.
Okay. But have it with the cheese.
Have it with cheese.
Maybe it's more.
I'm gonna try. You might pair well with the cheese better than
that. Get the apple, get the blue, get the cracker, and throw all that together.
And boom.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me see how it washes down. The cheese is really good, by the way. Nice choices.
You can't go wrong with the blue. In my mind.
I like blue cheese. I like funky cheese. It's fun. Yeah, that actually goes really well. And you know what? Did you put the apple in? Have a little bit of fresh apple. Well, as fresh as apples can be at this time of year. And have a little bit of cider with it. See how it goes.
Yeah. I think
that kind of works.
You need that other thing to bring out the better flavors in the.
I think so. I think this is more of a. And given the size, this is the kind of thing we can enjoy over a meal.
Definitely. It's like having a bottle of wine, right?
Yep. It's just, and it's a little bit lower alcohol too.
So. Yeah, 8%. You can drink the bottle by yourself.
Oh, I can.
It's like drinking 3 beers. Is that what that is?
Well, now that it's open, we are going to have to finish it.
We will have to finish it. Yes. Luckily, there's lots of cheese.
So you're saying on its own, so, but with the cheese and the crackers and the food. And it's nice because the cheese is a little rich, and it kind of cleanses the palate a little bit and gets you ready for more.
Yeah.
It's like I've always had this kind of curious thing. I've gone to dinner a few times. It's been a while, but we used to go to dinner with a couple friends, and it would be myself, the missus, and another couple, and we would go through like 3 bottles of wine during dinner. And every single time, by the time the end of the meal is over, Like, oh my God, that was the greatest meal ever. So the question is, was the food that good or were we just drunk?
Oh, you know, the lush factor is very high with you.
Yeah, it is. I am luscious. I am luscious and lovely. But yeah, so I don't know. I can never tell. But generally, I think the booze and the food and everything, it all goes together. And you're having a good time, so it just kind of adds to it.
Well, yeah, I think when you're younger, you can definitely say that it doesn't matter what you're drinking, right?
That's true.
Right? You don't care about how the quality,
Well, actually, no, we did. I was always a bit of a snob.
But, you know, when you're sitting around with good people...
Oh, yeah,
food,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? You can drink 3 bottles of $2 Chuck and you're happy.
And a bag of Cheetos and we're all good.
Good, right?
We're all good.
But as your tastes become more refined...
Right. And there's a little bit more money in my pocket.
Correct.
That helps too.
You can look at whatever we're drinking and say, that's good, but it might be better with something. And here's a classic case, I think.
Sure.
This would be good like a wine with dinner, I think. When you've got, or like cheese and crackers, you know, hanging out with friends. The flavors are coming out better with it when it's being drank with other things.
I agree. Yeah, that's true. I like it. I like the other one better. I think the other one was more of a summer refresher, the Heritage Canned Cider. It was also a lower ABV, and it was a little bit sweeter, just a touch sweeter. So I think that was more of a, you know, if there's such a thing as like a lawnmower cider, that would have been it.
Yeah.
This is more, like you said, with the meal, relaxing, enjoying it.
I have to admit that my cider knowledge is limited, but
So is mine.
But I think of it always as being or should be, which is probably incorrect. It should be that refreshing kind of drink, beverage that you want to have.
Right. On a hot day.
On a hot day, or
laying by the pool.
Afternoon on a Sunday, you worked hard all day, and time to come in and have a drink before dinner.
Yes. I'm with you. So the verdict?
I like it as an accompaniment to a meal.
Okay.
As on its own, I'm not sure.
Okay. I liked it both ways, but then, you know, I've got some issues.
You do.
So I don't care. But anyway, thank you to the fine folks at Eden for sending us this lovely cider, and to the West Coast office for this lovely cheese. And that is all. Cheers.
Cheers.